Questions to ask ourselves when thinking about using firearms for personal safety as blind and visually impaired individuals. Hello, my name is Amy S.P. Wilson. I am the CEO/founder of Safety Positive Foundation. And yes, we are getting into a very hot topic on this video when we're talking about, firearms and the blind and visually impaired community. Now, granted, firearms is a hot topic in personal safety, but when you're talking blind and visually impaired individuals and firearms, whoo buddy, I have heard the gauntlet and I have talked to sighted individuals when it comes to firearms, and I'm here to tell you that blind and visually impaired individuals need to have the choice of this being an option for our personal safety just as much as the next person. But from the Safety Positive Foundation standpoint, we are going back to the questions we want you to ask yourself when considering this being an option for your personal safety. We're not recommending it for being a choice or not. It comes down to your personal choice, okay? Just like everything else when it comes to personal safety, do or do not. We just simply want to make sure that you have options when it comes to personal safety. So I want to give that disclaimer right there. Like, as an individual, as a human being, if you live in the United States of America, it is your Second Amendment right. So you have that choice, all right? It is a constitutional right as far as that goes. Now, we want to give you some things to think about when it comes to these choices. Some digestible questions to ponder on, to chew on, so to say. Now, first and foremost, when it comes down to it, any kind of, whether it's a firearm or weapon in general, could you use it on somebody? Okay, it really comes down to it. With a firearm, could you pull the trigger? It's a big question. It really is, and something you really got to think about. And it depends on different situations, thinking about that type of thing. Now, this question, the answer to this question could change. Now, the next question is, are you willing to go get training in firearms? Now, I'm not just talking about your general safety. Like, yes, that would be an excellent choice, and it was a question we got in our tea time when we talked about firearms. So something to think about. There are firearm safety trainings all over the country. You've got your gun ranges that offer basic firearm safety courses. So if that's, something that you might consider, you're like, is that something I'm willing to do or not willing to do? That's a question to ask yourself. And some people might, initially answer that question of, could I pull the trigger or not? If you've never even held a gun in your hand, your initial question to that is probably going to be no. Like, I have no education, I do not understand it. So the more you educate yourselves on those things, your questions to those answers could change. So that's another food for thought for you, something to chew on as far as that goes. Now, we had the question of, how do you know what kind of places would be reputable to go to? Now, there is a lot of guidelines that these places have to go through, depending on where you're going to, and there is a wide range. You have your your hoity-toity places where they're very exclusive and that sort of thing. And then you have your Joe Schmo places. You're gonna want to find something sort of in the middle, as far as that goes, like, because again, reviews, checking the reviews online. These places can be taken down very fast with, you know, some people having some bad experiences as far as that goes, because they are, you know, viewed by the public. And so, you know, some of these places can pop up and then, you know, not be around after a couple years. So check to see, you know, have they been around for 10 years or so? You know, kind of check the longevity. That would be another way to check the credibility of these places as far as that goes. How many staff do they have? Do a walk around even. You can absolutely do that. One of the things in true probably safety positive fashion that I suggested, because we had a couple people on talking about this particular topic. We had somebody who used to be in law enforcement, and we had one of our team members, Ray, who is a firearms instructor. And so I don't have expertise in firearms, but I do have a little expertise in the blind community and how the sighted community does interact with us. And one of the things that for me that I thought of was, if they're not communicating with you, that's a safety red flag right there. They've got to be able to communicate with you, because you are wearing, you know, you're going to be wearing protective headphone, you know, head or ear protections. And so, you know, for your safety, everybody's safety, they've got to be able to communicate with you in a way to where you're understanding what's going on, they're understanding your needs, and you're on the same page. If you go there and you're taking a tour of this place and you're just feeling like, whoa, I'm not feeling that safe, that secure, that's probably a red flag. That's probably not the best place you want to, you know, you want to be. Some people on this particular tea time suggested, like, well, maybe going with a friend, somebody you trust. That is an option. It's totally an option, but you really want to make sure that they're able to communicate with you. You are the student. You are the person that's getting this training. You may not always have the friend that's going to be able to go. And if you are looking at seriously training in firearms, this is not going to be a one and done sort of like, I took the class, woohoo, I'm out. No, firearms training is, you're looking at it, especially if you're looking at carrying it, you're looking at least twice a month training. So that means that you're communicating with instructors at least twice a month. You've got to build trust and communication with this person on a regular basis. It's a very, very big deal, and something you really need to be serious about. This is, I cannot stress the importance of seriousness on this communication matter here as far as this goes. So the other question that you want to ask yourself when it comes to thinking about firearms for personal safety use is, do you understand the maintaining it, storage of it? Well, how are you going to do these things? These are things that you need to be thinking about in advance. Do you have children in the house? Where are you going to keep it to where it's out of their reach? There are different options for gun safes. Make sure it's an accessible gun safe. Some of them are not. So something to think about as far as that goes. The more educated that you can be about firearms, the more it will de-escalate your fears about them, the more you can get comfortable about them. More often than not, just like blindness, people have a lot of fear about blindness, and it's because usually they don't, they're uneducated about it. And it's the same thing about firearms or other personal safety devices. So the more we can educate ourselves about it, it can help to de-escalate those fears. So like I said, if you've never even held a gun, you don't know what it looks like, you've heard people talk about it, but you're just like, I don't even know, you know, like they say a trigger, like what the heck does that look like, or whatnot. These gun safety places that offer a gun safety course, oftentimes they should be able to, at the end of it, where you are firing off a gun, that should ultimately, from my understanding, how our experts were kind of explaining it, to where you should be able to do that, to experience it, so you know what it feels like, sounds like, all those good things, because they want you to be educated and all those wonderful things. So I think, and I'm hoping, that these questions gave you some food for thought, something to chew on. And please, if you have questions about firearms for personal safety as a blind, visually impaired individual, please reach out to us, leave your comments. Again, we're not recommending you do or don't. We just want you to know that it is a choice. I personally do know blind individuals who do carry, do concealed carry. I do know blind people who hunt. I do know people that in the blind community who choose not to. So again, it's all about choices. Just be educated in the choices that you are making. That is what Safety Positive Foundation is all about. We just want you to make sure that you are educated in those decisions. So as always, keep it safe, keep it positive, keep it safety positive, and we'll see you next time.